It's the morning weather briefing. This is for Saturday, April 5th. This is James Spann. One more day with very warm and mostly dry conditions, and then the ridge breaks down, which means tomorrow's going to be a wet and stormy day with some potential for severe thunderstorms across Alabama. Still a lot of questions about how this thing plays out, so let's spend a few minutes and talk about it. This is where we stand early this morning. This is the upper air look, and we've still got the ridge in place over the southeastern states, Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, and Florida. That ridge has been acting like a big brick wall, keeping the really serious thunderstorms north and west of the state in advance of that trough. But again, the ridge will be breaking down over the next 24 hours, and that allows the storms to come in here tomorrow. We'll check the radar early this morning, and it's still raining over much of northern Arkansas, northwest Tennessee, Kentucky, Oklahoma. They've had just some major flooding problems there as the rain continues to fall, but we're still dry here. Starting off the day in the 60s on the eastern side of the state, mostly low 70s in west and south Alabama. Mobile, the warm spot at 74. And again today, mid to upper 80s, very close to record levels for this time of the year. We'll check the watch warning map, and again, I promise we're showing you different maps. They just look the same. The weather has been amazingly stagnant over the past 3 days. Flash flood watches for middle and western Tennessee, north Mississippi. All the counties in maroon, those are flash flood warnings from the northeastern tip of Texas through central Arkansas, around Little Rock, up into northwest Tennessee. Those flash flood watches extend all the way from northeastern Texas into the southwest corner of Pennsylvania. And just for fun, to the west, a winter storm warning in effect for parts of New Mexico and the Texas Panhandle and South Plains. So here's the severe weather outlook for today, tonight, and the pre-dawn hours tomorrow. The broad risk runs from the western Gulf Coast into southwest Pennsylvania. And we have a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk from eastern Texas into western Tennessee. And remember, this outlook extends through 7 a.m. tomorrow. And for Alabama, this is for activity that comes in here after midnight tonight into the pre-dawn hours tomorrow. And there's a level 2 out of 5 risk for some of the west and northwest counties. And then after 7 a.m. tomorrow, we have a level 2 out of 5 risk for the rest of the state. And I will say up front here, there's some very odd differences in high-resolution computer model output concerning what happens tomorrow, which is very unusual 24 hours ahead of an event like this. And we'll take a look at everything as we go. Then on day 3, there's a marginal risk for North Florida and the South Atlantic coast. Now, the one thing about this thing tomorrow, it's going to rain a lot here, which, of course, will help with the pollen mitigation temporarily. In Alabama, the amounts for the next 7 days, and again, most of this will be after midnight tonight, tomorrow, into early Monday morning. Numbers have come up. For many locations, rain amounts in the 2 to 3 inch range. And there might be some flooding issues along the way tomorrow as this big band of rain and storms will just slowly move southward through the state. So let's break it down. Model fans. The GFS, the 06C run, this is valid today at 4. And again, the ridge beginning to break down, the trough beginning to move eastward, but still, today, showers and thunderstorms holding mainly west of the state. This is the high-resolution HER model, valid this evening at 6 o'clock. And you can see a few isolated showers down over southwest Alabama. Most of the state dry. Showers and storms over the western half of Tennessee, eastern Arkansas, Louisiana, northwestern Mississippi. So this is just after midnight tonight. And again, this is the HER, HRRR, high-resolution rapid refresh. Showers and storms beginning to creep into the Tennessee Valley of North Alabama. And then tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, that mass of storms, the leading edge coming into Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Gadsden, Interstate 59. But look at this. This is the high-resolution NAM model, same time. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. There's a 100-mile difference here. It's got the storm still up there in the northwestern corner of the state. It is much slower. So again, this is the HER model, valid tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. And this is the NAM. And both of these perform typically very well in the short term. They're both very high resolution, 3-kilometer convection allowing models. And again, so we'll just kind of have to take a blended approach as we go here. So we'll go back to the herd. This is valid tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. And you can see it's just a slow process. This will not be a big batch of storms that will just race through the state. It will just be creeping southward. As again, the ridge is departing, and it's just going to take a while to get through here. In fact, it's still going to be raining Monday morning. This is Monday morning at 7 o'clock over southeast Alabama, south and east of Montgomery. So let's check the severe weather parameters. This is again, we're using the HER here. This is valid Sunday morning, tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. And this is surface-based CAPE. That's instability or buoyancy. And then the numbers are somewhat modest. They're not overwhelming for April, but certainly sufficient for strong to severe storms. This is the SRH, the storm relative helicity, 0 to 1 kilometers. This is the veering of the wind with altitude in relation to storm motion. And those values, again, they're not overwhelming, but they're certainly sufficient for maybe a few rotating updrafts. And accordingly, the STP, and this is a composite index called the significant tornado parameter. And at a glance, it gives you an idea where the highest tornado potential could be tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. And you can see the numbers are a little elevated from Tuscaloosa down to Mobile. That's where we have that little axis of better instability. But again, this is the NAM, same time, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, showing no STP values across Alabama, and the numbers are over Mississippi because of the much slower motion here. So, again, the confidence is not high, which is pretty unusual, being 24 hours out. And this is the timing graphic, and again, understand this could easily change, and it's going to be a very broad window because it is a slow-moving band of storms here. But north and west of Alabama, the Tennessee Valley, will say midnight to 7 a.m. The central part of the state, Birmingham, Montgomery, Anniston, Demopolis, Clanton, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then south and east of Montgomery, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. And the rain will linger after 9 o'clock tomorrow night for southeast Alabama, but the risk of severe weather will be over through Monday morning. And again, with a situation like this, typically it's very outflow dominant. The main issue would be gusty winds and some hail. And again, it looks a lot like the event we saw back on Monday this past week. And with that event, we had mostly rain, some small hail. But understand, we did have a couple of tornadoes in southeast Alabama on Monday. That was the day the one came through Dothan. And climatology, this is early April. Any system that comes through this time of the year, we got to watch these things like a hawk. And remember, again, the HER model is suggesting there could be some elevated or some instability and maybe a tornado threat early tomorrow morning with this. So it's just going to be another long night and day of watching this stuff very carefully. But I still believe the main threat, again, will be from small hail, strong gusty winds. But there could indeed be an isolated tornado or two. And if there's one tornado in the whole state, and if it's down for just 3 minutes, but if that thing comes down through your neighborhood, it's a big day. So we'll watch it carefully. This is the synoptic map Sunday coming off the GFS tomorrow, and got a surface low that's just east of Gadsden. So Monday, still raining over southeast Alabama. But by Tuesday, everything is gone, and we're going to turn much colder. Now, Monday, temperatures will be in the 50s over the northern half of the state. That'll be a 30-degree drop from what we see today and what we have seen in recent days. And by Tuesday morning, with a clear sky, we're going to see many spots over North Alabama in the 30s with a chance of frost. But I still think Wednesday morning will be the coldest morning. Now, these are numbers coming off the European model. Wednesday morning, right at daybreak. And you can see 30s over the northern half of the state. But I do think the colder pockets are going to see a light freeze early Wednesday morning. So a good chance of frost over the northern half of the state and a freeze for the colder spots. That's early Wednesday. And again, Tuesday morning will be cold as well. So growers beware. And then Wednesday will be a sunny day. We go back in the 60s. A little wave coming in late next week. This is Thursday, and then this is Friday. Now the GFS suggesting a chance of showers Friday. Nothing severe. Highs Friday would be in the 70s. And this is a week from today, Saturday, April 12th. Pretty good trough over the southeastern states, and that rain is gone. And it looks like the following weekend, the 12th and the 13th, will be dry. This is out 10 days. This is Monday, the 14th, the northwest flow aloft. And once again, dry and pleasant with highs in the 70s. Rain for Birmingham. This is coming off the European ensemble. The mean, about 2.5 to 3 inches between now and the 20th of April. And here's your roller coaster ride. 87 today, 58 for the high on Monday. And again, 30s Wednesday morning. And remember, this is for the city. This is for Birmingham. There's the urban heat island effect. And away from the city, the morning lows will be much lower on Tuesday and Wednesday morning. And again, many, many places over the northern half of the state will see frost early Wednesday. But the latest long-range guidance, this is for April 12th through the 18th, temperatures going above average. So after we get past that threat of freeze and of frost Wednesday morning of next week, we'll give you a thumbs up to go plant. That will be the go time, as it looks like we're going to stay well above freezing and no more frost after that. And again, we always have another little cold snap in late April, sometimes in early May. But in terms of something meaningful for the growers, I think that'll be the last problem there on Tuesday and Wednesday. So once again, if you're just joining us, we're live here at 7:17 on Saturday morning. This is today. We have no problems, just warm, dry, isolated showers. Late tonight, a little after midnight, a batch of storms will be pushing into North Alabama, the Tennessee Valley, and then progressing down through the state tomorrow. Very slowly. This will not be a rapidly moving batch of rain and storms. And there is a chance that the storms could be strong to severe, with the chance of some hail and strong winds. And an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out. So as always, have a good way of hearing severe weather warnings. And remember that initially this will be in North Alabama in the pre-dawn hours tomorrow, after midnight tonight. And that baseline is a NOAA weather radio. And of course on your phone. The problem with phones, they're great. And this is an amazing part of the warning process now. But be sure that the sleep and the do not disturb modes are active, because when those are active, you don't get notifications. And be sure that emergency alerts are enabled. That's that loud tone out, nothing to do with an app. And that will wake you up, those WIA alerts, wireless emergency alerts. And have a plan. And again, we'll get through this together just fine. Events like this are very typical here in early April. Had a guy yesterday said, I didn't know we had storms in April. He apparently just moved here. So, yes, we do. Alabama's tornado season is November through May. So that's going to wrap it up this morning. I'll probably crank out another one of these this afternoon or this evening as we hopefully have a little bit of clarity from the high-resolution models. But that'll wrap it up for now. Thanks for watching. Have a great Saturday, and God bless.